Welcome. Well, I'll start because, we're running out of time and my presentation is long. So I wanted to tell you that, if the child's development is actually not nourished, it's not stimulated, then children actually may lose a chance to develop fully to their potential. Yeah? Okay. And the adults need to guide that, with play. But child left to their own devices may actually not develop certain skills that may be later on necessary in the next step. And then there will be a gap, and then the development of that child will actually be built on the gaps. Some of the skills like hearing sensitivity, music, speech, motor coordination, and audio coordination can be shaped really only in one way, through countless repetitions. Since I'm an attorney, I have always been interested in the development of the brain, but I have actually tackled the problem from the legal perspective, so to speak. So I wanted to find out why is actually technology needed in education. I couldn't really find one conclusive answer to this question. There wasn't any research really that was saying that technology makes any specific difference. So I started to research, and I have discovered that actually people with bipolar disorder, for example, have also problems with motoric skills. That people with aphasia actually they give the same brain patterns as people with amusia. And that memory and emotions are connected because they are actually situated in the same part of the brain. And that music really engages many functions of the brain, like imagery, like pattern perception, motor control, attention, plasticity, emotion, memory, and learning. Also, I have learned that, only 10% of our brain, myth is not actually the truth, because we use all our parts of the brain each time we do pursue with the task cognitively. And then, language is not really situated in the left part of the brain, and the arts in the right. So the conclusion that comes out of it is really this, that the brain really has to be nourished. Every single part of it, every single aspect should be trained, because every skill, we never know which skill will actually be necessary. So technology is actually just a tool. But a tool that can, what's the place here? It's a tool that can be used really greatly to our advantage, to make it more engaging, to actually take the people to the next step, to engage them in learning, and to make it more constructed and more secured. And that's how we prepared our products. They are actually based on natural environment, because natural environment is really very stimulating.
Listen and mark the correct picture.
We have to remember that the children used to always learn watching the adults and watching the environment around, so they could actually really learn everything from the environment. Everything here is connected. There is audio and visual perception. There is visual perception, audio-motor coordination, graphomotoric skills, mathematical skills, thinking skills, manual skills, and many others that are here shaped. What is really important is that the program goes well beyond the computer because of the printable materials. The printable materials that you can click anytime actually allow you to have all the materials ready-made outside of the computer.
Listen and mark the chick you hear. Find all the flowers in the meadow and mark them.
We have to remember that nowadays, with the loads of information...
This is a forest in winter.
Here are
Colour
some
it.
graphomotoric skills.
Colour the trees green.
And coordination. With the tons of information
Colour
and
the
with
sky
the easy
blue.
access, it's really very, very easy for the children
These
to
are
become,
beads.
bored and
String
to become
them
lazy.
to make a necklace for your mum. String the yellow bead first.
So the access to immense amounts of information and combined with standardized approach, it actually makes an overload and it influences the choices made by young people. In our standardized schools right now, what happens?
Arrange in the same way.
So there is some suspense to await. What happens is that only crystallized intelligence is actually shaped. So our products actually shape also fluid intelligence. Fluid intelligence is the one that allows
Umbrella. Leaf.
that allows you to apply all the concepts that you have learned to new environments, to new solutions, to actually learn to solve problems rather than just learn facts by heart or learn the information.
Belong here.
As I said, here we are doing all the things that are not belonging, and every single activity actually does something additional. You know, people learn about reality, people learn about animals.
The right food for the roe deer.
About the animals' needs.
Congratulations. This is a hen. Find and mark a chick.
Babies of the animals, making a jam, digital or not digital,
well
still
done.
a jam.
Raspberry hive.
Learning positions.
This is a train. There are animals in the carriages. A dog, a cow, a horse and a cat. Mark the animal which is at the front of the train. Put the cherries behind the ear.
So it's really applicable. All this information that they are learning right here is easily applicable to everyday life. Cleaning after the birthday party, knowing what's under the table and what's on the table, dressing for the walk, and finding differences in the pictures, building constructions. Watch here. The application will not allow me to do it incorrectly because it's actually constructed in such a way. This is what we have done, you know, kind of, it's like a little bit like Montessori materials. They are guiding you. They are actually showing you how to proceed. So you can do it on your own, but you are guided. And there are a lot of manual skills. So again, stuff that can be done outside the computer. As I said, children used to learn watching adults. There is a lot of poetry as well.
Hot chocolate. This is the best.
And learning by doing. All the skills are here that are mentioned here are actually covered. And learning by doing actually has one very important aspect. Nobody gets notes, for example, before actually sitting to the piano and playing it. Nobody gets instructions. Nobody gets instructions, you know, about riding a bike or playing tennis racket. First you get the tennis racket, or playing tennis. First you get the tennis racket, you see the bike going, you sit on it, you try to do something. With the planes, we have simulations. So this is another way of teaching, that something real and something, really connected to reality. And that's how we connected to reality our products. So interactivity, game-based learning, and mobile learning have actually a chance to change it because they have a chance to bring that reality and bring it onto the desk of the students and actually let them engage. So why at schools are we still learning like this? Why are the teachers overloaded with papers, and why do we have to do it this way? Where language is just the natural way of communicating, and math is actually the way of thinking, and science is the tangible world around us. Or they are the things that are, around, that are to be touched and interacted with, that we are forgetting, at school. That's how we actually based, our product are based on 4 seasons, they are based on natural environment, they are based on stuff that's going around in children's life that they can really associate with the festivities, with the weather, with the stories, with the things that they do during summer and riding horses, and the things that they can actually refer and talk about. And that's what the learning is based on. We have also based our products on the natural development of language, on the ontogenetics. Here you can utter any sounds, really, whatever you want. Here it's the exhaling, so the longer you talk, the faster the ball goes. So this is really about the exhaling. Here is about the loudness of the voice. The children don't want the bee to bump into the burr. Here is the pitch of the voice, the modulation. So of course, since I had no training in music, my catching of the notes is really, kind of...
And here we are trying to paint the picture. So the longer the child talks or utters sounds, la 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 la, tu 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 tu, then the picture is gonna be painted.
Here, the moment
we stop, the picture is not painted any longer, and speak as long as the picture is finished.
So the children really want to wait and see until the picture is
finished. This works as an echo.
Here, this is really good for autistic children.
La la, la la, la la.
Because they want to repeat. Then we have onomatopoeias.
Well done.
Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Children learn all different vocabulary, but actually through onomatopoeias and through their natural sounds. The pictures, the sounds are actually applied together with animation. Therefore, the children don't have to imagine, they don't have to think about what it is. They just see it, they don't have to guess.
Blah, 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 blah.
Then we have funny aliens. This is real fun for children. They really like to learn this and really like to repeat it. Then there are some general abstract concepts like adjectives, like colors, and like positions.
In front of, behind.
And then there are many games that actually reinforce all the learning. The games are varied with nice feedback, and we can test whether the children really grasp the concepts deeply, not just on the superficially. Superficially, what am I talking? So there are memory games, there are puzzles, there is an interactive orchestra. Then there is an interactive piano and another poem to do. Then the next step of ontogenetic development of language. Everything can be printed, as I said, so everything can go beyond the computer world. And then there are words, first sentences, and the beginnings of grammar. So here there are the very basics, step by step. We have all the worksheets printable, methodology, transcription.
Head, hand. Watering can.
Watering can is not here, so we are not actually...
Skirt, top, coat, train, game, building, sand pie.
There is a huge variety and a lot of exercises again. So first there is the introduction, then there are exercises and games.
Thin, empty, full.
The pictures are built, they are connected,
short,
they are discovered, rediscovered, hidden.
Long. Tom is eating.
What has Tom done?
There is a dice
Tom
even.
Has eaten.
Present perfect
Tom
introduced.
Is drawing. Tom has drawn. Cleaning. Is painting.
Then the activities in present continuous.
Is beneath the table.
And here are the simple instructions.
Above the one where the doll is sitting.
Very, very popular in real life.
Clean up.
Very often do
Put
parents
the
or
shoes
teachers
on the lowest shelf in the wardrobe. Put the hats on the highest shelf.
ask children to do many things and then there is a misunderstanding. This program really teaches it.
Mom,
here you are choosing the answers.
Like my picture?
So
Which
among
street do you
the
live on?
different questions that might be correct but are not, together with the
Yes,
picture,
it
you are
is
supposed to
very
grasp the
nice.
concept, what it
My
is actually,
favourite
what the
toy
conversation
is
is
the
really
watch.
about. There is a really nice
no,
feedback.
Thank you. Mom, do you like my picture?
Basically a small animated
it
video.
Is very nice.
Then we have emotions.
How would you feel
And then the situations about those emotions. Please pay attention that here the emotions are not judged, therefore every answer is good. And there is always a girl and a boy introduced for the gender
Arrange
appropriateness.
the pictures in appropriate order.
Here we have some sequence, more complicated sequence, sequence with multiply
Is there only-
endings.
This furry animal is nice to touch.
And then we have some puzzles to solve. Everything has been prepared not only in printable worksheets, but also in printable flip books. Therefore, everything is put together, so it's at the disposal of the teacher, of the parent, of the student.
What part of the house
And then we
is
have
it?
vocabulary boost,
Bathroom.
together with sign language, and together with dactylology, which is basically spelling of all the words.
S. And select the one with the kitchen. Room.
And also with the lip reading.
Name the pictures and select the one with the kitchen.
Then there is plenty of games.
Garage. Listen to the recordings and select those items that most often stand in the room. Sofa. Unit.
There is 30 categories here that have been divided,
Water.
and each category
Flower.
contains tons of words and vocabulary that's introduced.
Moon.
The games are really
Rainbow.
varied. What's really nice about it is that they can be
Hail.
repeated anytime,
Snow.
and they are always showing in random
Name
order.
all the
Therefore,
means
they
of
are always
transport
interesting.
You can see. Then select city. Of the
There is always a
seasons.
nice feedback.
Arrange the ballroom dancing.
The vocabulary is really
Gymnastics.
something that the
Hurdles.
children already know,
Sumo
and also a
wrestling.
lot of vocabulary that's quite unfamiliar and unknown for the kids.
Colour the cat, which is entering the box, black. Colour the box, yellow. Colour the cats that sit cat, which is under the box, grey.
And then the picture will be finished, which is
Our.
also
There.
here with the
In
pointing
the
gestures.
park.
It was really nice to find the pronouns. Here the
At
game
the
actually
lake.
goes automatically and jumps to the next level,
At the
therefore
seaside.
allowing the child really to have the
In
joy
the
of
mountains. In the
getting to
city.
some point, of getting somewhere, of actually achieving something.
In the
And here is the comic creator. With the different backgrounds, with different characters, animals, clouds and sounds, the child can actually make their own story. And what can be checked through this is whether the children actually are using the vocabulary in a comprehensive manner, whether they use it logically and creatively. This really boosts the children's interest in the language and in telling stories, because later at the end you can actually start the whole story by pressing here, by pressing on the rocket ship, and then the entire story basically goes together with the dialogues and everything, and together with sounds. And then at the last stage of the language development, we have prosodic qualities of language.
Look how easily and nicely you can jump, just like a ball.
And this goes well beyond the computer. There are many, many activities here that are actually shown together with the explanation.
Now look carefully at how
And
to
they
let
can be
out
practiced
yourself
outside the
together
computer.
with the
So as
children.
you can see, computer is not really that bad, because it can really help the children,
Take a ball
even
and
in
sit
keeping in
cross-legged.
shape.
Yourself, and do not let it
The
get
prosodic qualities of
following the
language
person in the
are
video.
melody,
Try it.
timbre, accent, rhythm, pace, articulation. And again, it has been referred to many different aspects of everyday life. So here, even though it is music and it is pace of the music, very nice
Excellent.
feedback, it's still some everyday life things, animals or activities. There is actually no single center for music in the brain. Different areas are active each time the music is processed. And as I said, the brain processes grammar in music and in language in the same way. The patients with Parkinson actually walk easier when they have a steady rhythm, steady beat. So we haven't discovered yet, the implications of music education. There seems to be a great connection between auditory functions and motor functions and also vocal learning. Here is about loudness and quietness. Again, different rhythms of moving of the animals. It's actually kind of a parallel, so it's not straightforward. It really teaches the children to think. Different rhythms of the train combined with different rhythms of the sticks. Even the water from the tap can be used as rhythm, as pace of music.
And
then there are songs that can be recorded, that can be also listened to, and then sang as a karaoke. So there is just a melody played. Then there are exercises that are actually reinforcing, because it's not only about music. Here we are interactively playing with notes. So again, the interactivity that's only allowed through technology. And then we have huge glossary system that teaches theory of music and that teaches all different concepts that are so important that we have neglected in our